My first week, I was not the most confident, and that second week there was one lead that came in and something just clicked. One of my biggest deals so far. I think we made about $35,000 off that one.
Closed out about 12 to 13 deals with us so far.
Yeah, we just want to motivate you guys to get out there, seek deals. It's a shark's water, so you got to go out there and be one.
Today we got a special one. We got Tristin McCarthy.
What's going on, brother?
How we doing?
Yes, sir.
This, like I said, is a very special one. Tristan, somebody that just started working with us back in September or October, right?
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah. So pretty freaking funny story behind it all. We'll be sure to cover all of that good stuff. But so yeah, guys, a little bit of background. Tristan's on our acquisition team. He pretty much damn near runs the entire acquisitions, I'd say, going on in-person appointments, getting contracts locked up, and all that good stuff. Again, came with us in about September, October, been with us since then, 2023, October.
Yeah.
He's been running it up with us. He said,
it's been a ride.
Closed out about 12 to 13 deals with us so far.
Yeah, right around there.
It's been a journey. So, I mean, kind of bring the people up to speed as far as like what you actually do for us and like what your day-to-day kind of looks like, working on our team and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I'm pretty much head of acquisitions right now. That means I'm pretty much responsible for bringing the deals in, directly talking with sellers, directly coordinating flips and rehabs, and pretty much handling everything on the back end that I can. My day-to-day starts out by just talking to sellers. I'm making a bunch of calls, going to appointments, locking up a few people a week, and keeping the ball rolling.
100%. So yeah, the reason why I say that there's a funny story behind us actually getting together and us actually hiring Tristan. Kind of just bring the people up to speed as far as where where were you before we actually hired you? What were you doing?
Sure.
What jobs were you working on and things of that nature?
Yeah, well, I'll bring you way back. So, getting out of high school, I was big into the music industry. I was big into networking, doing what I could to get in touch with big people. And so, I developed the skill of, speaking and just networking in general. A couple years later, I decided, hey, I want to do something, be a part of a team bigger than me. Wholesaling seemed to be a good fit for my skills. I was previously, right before I came on with these guys, I was a project manager at a construction company, making sure things got done right. I seen your TikTok and I said, hey, let's jump in this guy's course. So I bought the Discord, and then I was like, man.
Shot callers. He's one of the OG shot callers.
Yeah, OG. And then I was like, hey man, I can't go this imp route. I got to make sure that I get in touch with this guy and establish rapport. So I skip traced him. And
this motherfucker skip traced me.
Believe this or not, I skip traced him, and I found a number attached to him, and I texted it. I said, hey, if this is Cam, I'm really interested in getting into wholesaling. Turns out it was his mom's number, and luckily she gave me his phone number, and then history brings us here. So.
No, it was definitely hilarious because my mom, you called her 3 or 4 times, I would say. Sent her 2 or 3 messages, and she kept sending screenshots to me. And I was like, oh, just leave it alone, leave it alone. I don't know what that is. It's a wrong number. And then she gave you my number one day out of nowhere, which I'm like, Mom, what the fuck? But luckily, it was a blessing in disguise, and we are where we are now. But yeah, he sent me basically a long message after my mom texted me. Or texted him my number, sent me a long message, and it was just the right message. A lot of people suck at cold outreach. I get a bunch of DMs each day with just shitty ass pitches off the rip.
Oh yeah.
You just kind of gave me the whole gist right away, and obviously I don't get a lot of pitches over text.
Yeah.
I guess teaching people how to fucking skip traces.
No to everybody. Building rapport and making sure you choose your words carefully can get you a lot farther than just rushing stuff.
No, but overall, you just said the right things. You're like, dude, I've been doing project managing. I bought my own property.
Right.
I'm house hacking it right now. I was like, okay, shit. Let's get on a few calls with this guy and see how this actually turns out. We got on a few interviews. Things ended up looking, our visions were basically aligned.
Right.
And he just was trying to come in and pour as much value into our company as much as possible. So it only made sense. And kind of explain what we're doing now, what we're getting into with the flips, with the rental properties, and all that good stuff.
It's been a journey. I started off as a little rocky. I was like, hey man, this is a learning curve that I got to beat. Ended up sticking with it, just pursuing it forward and pushing the needle higher, and ended up working out. Ended up getting a couple contracts, and I said, hey, I think this is really for me. Push come to shove, we were doing flips. Cam and his team at first, they were buying a couple properties to rehab, get on market. I said, hey guys, I think I have the skills that, I can manage this, help it move a little, smoother, a little quicker, and it ended up working out. And, now I'm leading the flips and, buying some property rentals for the guys. We're working together to build a portfolio, and everything's going smooth. Looking right now to expand, grow a little more, build the team out, and hey, man, sky's the limit with us.
Were you ever skeptical, like, at first before you, like, got started with real estate?
Oh, for sure. You see.
Also tell them how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 25. Yeah, 25. I'm from the south suburbs of Chicago, Orland Park, Tinley Park area. And, I was definitely skeptical. You see a lot of TikTokers and things like that similar to yourself, and, you kind of have some suspect about them, but something about you, man, seems so genuine, seems so honest. You're transparent with your viewers, and I was like, hey, this is the team I want to work with, and these are the guys I want to be a part of the team with. So, hey, man.
We don't hire a lot of people.
Yeah.
Ever. And, like, so far from, like, the people that we have, it's all been from, like, the outreach that we've done with Dylan, with you, and, Hunter and whatnot.
We got a great core team. You know what I mean? It feels like home, and we're all headstrong, looking to move everything up and up. So we just got to keep going, man, for real.
Mm-hmm. No, what could the numbers potentially be with the rental? So we got some properties under contract in Gary.
Yeah.
We been getting a lot of inspiration from Mr. Tom Cruise. Want to get going with Section 8, so we're going to buy some Section 8 properties in Gary. Like what could the the numbers be on that?
Honestly,
like, say we buy 2 each month for the next 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
That gets us to 24.
Yeah.
And like say they're all 3 bed, 4 beds.
Yeah,
Section
so
8 pays like $1,250 to like $1,400 on those, right?
Right, $1,250, $1,400 at some of them. And here's the trick. If you can go out and buy these properties, turnkey rentals, it sounds extreme, but if you can get them for $50,000, $60,000, and you rent them out for that $1,200 to $1,400, they're paid off in 5-6 years, and you have an equity full home. You can pull equity, you can transfer funds, and then hey, you have the chance to go ahead, pull that equity, fix up the property, then you could resell and make more on the back end. But our goal is to obviously build that rental portfolio in 5-10 years. Have $5 to $1 million in equity and just scale that and keep going.
Because the expenses and like everything that we got to pay each month on it would come out, like each property would come out to like $700, $800 bucks. I think when we ran the numbers with like mortgage, let's say vacancy or any of that other stuff, with like
all the above,
repairs and shit like that. Keeping that into account, and then with Section 8 paying you like $1,200 to $1,300, and then whatever you mark it up more for the tenant to pay a couple $100. Like, dude, do the math on that. That's like
they all cash flow.
$400 cash flow each property, 2 of those each month.
No, it's
run this shit up
it's still hard to fathom because it's in motion happening right now, and you get to see it firsthand.
Now we said since day one, we were like, dude, we're gonna run this shit up to like we're gonna become the best sales team in Chicago. We're gonna build up a fat portfolio of just fix and flips and rental properties as well. And like it's just seeing the momentum that we have right now and like the traction we're getting and like how we're actually in that motion of things, bro.
Yeah, and, one big thing that we do that not a lot of other companies take into account is we're really big on rapport. You know what I mean? Like we build a relationship with these sellers and our buyers that other people just don't. We have really good relationships, we have a really good reputation, and you can really do infinite things when you have that. You can just keep scaling and scaling. All it is building a team and bringing it up. But man, we're really onto something with the flips, with the rentals, and we just want to motivate you guys to get out there, seek deals. It's a shark's water, so you got to go out there and be one. So
100%. Something that I'm actually curious on, and I want you to tell me, I guess, like what made you want to like join our team rather than like just start wholesaling on your own, using like the material. Like the one thing that you got out of it was learning how to skip trace. You did that really well, and got a hold of me.
Well, man, even my family asked this, my friends asked this, Tristan, you could have did this on your own. It's not about doing it on your own. When you got a team of people that are willing and dedicated as much as you are, you can do a lot more. Your minds combined are a lot more powerful than yours alone. And not only that, but people have different skills. So this is an industry where you need, a vast skill base. So you have people that are good at what they're good at, and you have people that, are professionals in their industry, and you combine them, and, you have a good, well-rounded team. It's really how it works.
Remember Ethan was so skeptical. He's like, dude, why does he want to do this? And I was like, dude, let's just get out another interview with him. I promise. Like, I got a good feeling about Tristan, bro. Like, dude, we've been skyrocketing ever since. Like, bro, like our cost per deal has gone down, bro. We're getting
everything's getting better.
Contracts locked up last week, like some
1 week.
Some over the phone, some in person. Dude, you've been running that shit. Like, how different do you think it would have been if you actually got it going on your own?
Do I think I would have got a deal here and there? Yeah. But honestly, it's the back end that people don't see. You know, it takes a team of attorneys, a team of realtors. It takes a lot of people involved to make a company like this run.
Scale it,
right, exactly. But if you want to be on your own, you know, sure, you can grab a deal or two a month sometimes. But hey, if you want to really scale and be a part of something bigger than yourself, you need a team. You know, I know you guys got friends out there. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. Team up with them and create, you know, a motivated environment where you guys hold each other accountable and you just keep grinding. That's all you need. Good people.
You got to be careful with partners sometimes, though, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, set boundaries in your partnership, but still, if you have a team that's just headstrong and they have a goal that's, you know, likewise with everybody, man, you guys can really achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
What do you think were some of the biggest hurdles that like you had to overcome to like really start getting traction within our company?
Oh, for sure. One of the biggest hurdles is obviously confidence on the phones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not only on the phones, but in person. You know, this is a game where the only way you're going to get these deals is if the seller trusts you. And if you're not confident, you don't trust what you're saying, how are they going to trust you? So confidence is a huge thing in this game. Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's those calls where the sellers, they tear you apart, and you know, you sit back.
I think I remember you saying that actually, like your first week, like, dude, it's been a humbling week, I gotta say. Like, these sellers are ripping me to pieces. I'm not gonna lie.
People are merciless out here, for real.
It's definitely a hurdle to get over, but bro, it's just the name of the game. Like, once you get started with anything in life, bro, like, it's gonna be tricky at first, but you know, you definitely got over it and fucking shit. Like, 12, 13 contracts with us so far, like, some money being made, some property being bought.
For sure.
This shit's sick. These rentals too that we're about to get going, I'm excited about.
Yeah, little funny story about my first deal. You know, my first week, you know, I was not the most confident, and you know, I was having some hiccups on the phone, and you know, that second week, there was one lead that came in and something just clicked. You know, I felt the vibe of the caller. She was in a situation where, you know, she really needed some help getting out of the property. And I just fit the shoes that she needed me to. I solved all of her problems, and you know, we ended up doing great business. It's actually one of my biggest deals so far. I think we made about $35,000 off that one. And you know, it was just a smooth, simple process, and it was all about rapport. And from that moment, it clicked. It was like, hey, you just got to come to their level. You got to feel them out. You got to see what their problems are, and you really have to, you know, step in the shoes of someone that can solve them. Mm-hmm. And you know, if you can't, then you can't. But
what was the time frame between like getting it locked or making first contact to like closing out the deal?
Yeah, it was actually really quick. You know, from first contact, I think I had an appointment scheduled on the first or second call. You know, the second week, you know, after that call, I had, you know, made a contract out, and you know, she signed it. Ended up going with us.
In person, she signed it, or?
No, I met her out there in person. She was at the property, but she was an out-of-state owner. You know, it was a probate case. She inherited the property, and she just wanted it off her hands. Right. She had a short time up here where she was, you know, able to see the property, and I made the schedule flexible to come see her. And you know, it just fit right. You know, and it's all about how you treat people as well. You know, if you're out here just looking to make a dollar off somebody, they can feel the energy, they feel the vibes. But if you're out here just genuinely trying to do honest business, then you could just, you know, keep going. Yeah, for real.
Cater to their wants, needs, and wishes. Like
exactly.
Their motivation,
for real.
They're actually like what they're trying to get out of it. Yeah, no, that's literally what we said on like the last 3 that we've done right here. It's like, dude, that's all you got to do. Just like cater to their wants, needs, and wishes. Right. Price isn't really going to be an objection at all.
Right. You know, most of the times, you know, in our industry, it's not even all about price. It's most often the situation they're in. And, you know, they want to go with whoever they feel the most comfortable to solve the problem that they're in. And, you know, if you, like I said, you know, rapport, I keep stressing rapport because rapport is just so important in any sales industry. You know, the relationships you build and the reputation you give to people, even first impressions, it all matters. You know, how you set the stage on the first call is how the last call at closing is going to go. So that's really how it works. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cam, what do you ask, like, so what do you think, like, the biggest impact you've had on the company so far? Like, you know, you came in and what do you think? Yeah.
No, yeah, 100%. The biggest impact has 100, like Ethan said, like the biggest impact since you've coming into the company, since we've hired you, has actually been implementing in-person appointments and actually going out to these deals.
Right.
Like, dude, I remember our success rate on offers used to be like 20 to like 25, 30%. And then once we started doing the in-person, that shit went to like 50 to 60%. And that's all been since like you joined the squad. So like, in-person appointments is 100% like what you got to be doing. Yeah. Do you think like people that are like, oh, we should do virtual, or oh, we should do this, like what would be your take on it?
You know, if you can't go out there and go to these appointments, if you're just, you know, working virtually, I get it. There's still money to be made.
As long as you got someone like boots on the ground out there to like trust and like
you still got to
back up these deals.
You still got to check the properties and make sure you know what you're getting into. But at the end of the day, you know, if you can put a face to the voice on the phone for the seller, you know, and actually build some in-person rapport, shake a hand, you know, crack a joke, you know, they could definitely, you know, feel you a little bit better, and then maybe even feel a little more confident moving forward with you. But, you know, in-person appointments are so, you know, important as well, because you can just tap on things that you can't get through on the phone. They have a more personable conversation. They open up a little bit more, and if you steer it in the right direction, you might even end with a contract. So in-person appointments are definitely the way to go. But if you can't, I understand you got to work with what you have. But definitely make it your goal to get out there, meet these sellers, and build a reputation in your community.
No, with like the in-person appointments where like you kind of got to go to those rough neighborhoods, because I mean like a lot of these distressed properties, like the most volume of distressed properties you find like is in rougher areas, you could say. Like, what is it like going out to those areas? I mean, obviously, like, I have my own opinion. Like, I think you just gotta obviously be careful. But like, what's your take on going out to these properties and like the rougher areas to like get these deals closed?
Oh, for sure. You definitely take a little caution. You never know what's gonna happen. You might walk in on a squatter. You might get jumped in the alley, but at the end of the day, people are people, and there's people looking to do business.
Actually, you might. That's never happened. Like, it's never happened.
It's crossed my mind that it might, but yet to happen. But you never know, But people are people, like I said, and if you're honest and upfront, and you build good vibes with people, man, they do business anywhere. But it's definitely a little skeptical going out to these neighborhoods.
You just gotta have common sense. Like, don't go down the same street twice. Like, if you see a bunch of people or it looks like a block party, it might not be a block party. It might be just like a lot of people. Like.
Yeah, actually, a week ago I was at an appointment, and it was definitely in a rougher area. And all the kids on the street, they came up to me and they were like, "Are you a wholesaler? You do wholesaling?" Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, I think you guys should all get into it too." And they all get off all cam. They came up to me, they're like, "Let me see your Insta, let me see this," and I actually did show them your Instagram, and they're like, "I've seen that guy before." Actually? I swear to God, yeah. So it was a cool vibe, and they all wanted to come out and hear a little info about what I do, and it's motivating to them. You know what I mean? You see people out there, actually having motion in their community.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, it was definitely.
What neighborhood?
It was on the Aberdeen, out in Chicago.
Aberdeen and Chicago Ave?
I think so.
Aberdeen, Chicago?
No, not Chicago.
It was Aberdeen. Where's that
It's
at?
off Aberdeen, probably Auburn Gresham or Englewood, one of those
Really?
areas.
Yeah, probably around Englewood. But yeah, all the kids came out, and at first I was like, holy cow, I'm about to get beat up. But no, they just wanted some info, and they wanted to have a good talk.
Aiden Rossetti's deal, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Englewood.
64th.
That's
64th.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
64th?
Yeah, out on 64th, yeah.
Is that West Englewood?
Yeah.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Out west? We got motion out west?
Southeast.
Got motion everywhere, man.
We got motion out west?
Yeah. It really just comes down to who you are as a person, and people feel that they respond to what you give, and if you're honest up front. I don't know, me personally, my biggest thing, and I practice what I preach every day, but it's rapport. That's what runs businesses. You build connections based on who you are and how you treat your people, and you just got to keep being good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I mean, I feel like you have to like really see a lot in somebody to like fucking want to skip trace them, go through their mom, go through this person to like try to get in contact with them. So like, like you just like saw like you can add value to this, and you're like, dude, like let me fucking come in. Like, I still find that so surprising that like I don't know that you went through a lot, like went through that to like get to where we are now, which I think is so fucking sick. But
yeah, I just wanted that team environment. I know, like I was saying earlier, more people's minds combined can get more done. And if you guys got people out there that are willing to step up to the plate and work with you, work with them. And if it falls out, it falls out. But hey, at least you guys tried, man, and you made an impact. So
100%. Well, we are fucking looking to bring on some new people onto our team. So maybe we can whip up a little link, drop it in the description. Yeah. Fill out to try to.
I'm looking for an acquisition. We need one. Are you the one?
Looking for one guy.
One guy. Are you the one?
I have a question for you too, Tristan.
Yeah.
So, what would you say for people out there that are looking to get into sales, and maybe this is an avenue that they want to go down?
Sure.
What would you say it's like being an or I guess not what's it like, but how would you describe your day-to-day, and what can you anticipate if you become an acquisition inside of a real estate company? I think that it's kind of similar to becoming a high-ticket closer in a way. Some of it's virtual, but some of it also is in person.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's more opportunity? Is there less opportunity as an acquisition, maybe in comparison to just like a regular sales rep or high-ticket closer?
Oh yeah, dude. What you do is basically like being a high-ticket closer.
Yeah.
For like somebody with like a high-ticket offer, like selling for these other guys that are like selling off.
Yeah, and also another thing too, when you start to really crank out deals where we're closing out, or you yourself are closing out 5-6 deals a month, which is extremely realistic if you're a dog.
Yeah.
You're not getting like $500 commissions. You're getting $3,000, you know,
Yeah.
$2,000, $5,000 commissions, which is another cool thing.
Another cool thing.
Yeah, you know, pretty much what it comes down to is, you know, you got to wake up every day knowing that, you know, 7, 8, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get turned down. That person's not going to be interested. They're not going to hear what you have to say. But it's a numbers game, and you have to keep going. And, you know, life as an acquisition, it may not be, you know, the most luxurious, the most rewarding at first. But once you build a pipeline out, once you start building, you know, connections, you can really start stacking deals. You know, you got to realize that it's just a grind. You know, everything's a grind. No matter what industry you're in, it's a grind, and you got to work. You know, you got to find what works best for you, and, you know, knowing the numbers and knowing how many numbers you need to take to get a contract. You know,
What makes Section 8 scary?
Section 8 scary. You don't know who you're getting in there. You don't know what you're getting in there. They may tear it up, but one thing it is, it's a guaranteed check every month, and that's something that, you know, not many places can bring, not many companies can bring. That's why I think Section 8's worth working with. But then again, I've heard some bad things and experienced some bad things along the way.